Oh man, I went from being so cold to being so warm.
I
So
know.
funny. I forget that's how it is in Portland because I'll like get my body heat up and so that I can handle the cold, and then I get inside and I'm like, whoa.
I know, it's
everything
always raining, but it's not actually hot.
Welcome to How We Heal, Living Forward. Some topics may be triggering, so please listen with care.
I'm curious what made you want to be on my show?
Well, you've been around the community. I've known you for a very long time and always been a good, positive light. And so I just want to support whatever you're doing.
Sick. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think that it's important to talk about like mental health, and especially as a musician in this world right now, in this world in general. Not even, it's an important topic, and I think
That's great to
things
hear.
are really awesome that you're doing it.
Welcome to How We Heal, Living Forward. I'm your host, Daddy Magic. And today's guest is Rain Ezra.
So,
Thank you so much for being here.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Was there a point for you when art became a necessary outlet?
A necessary or unnecessary?
Necessary,
yes.
Yeah.
So, music was like, I never thought I was going to do anything else but music since I was a kid. Like, I was immediately, I've never had any other option already from that age. So, like, it was, I don't even know what point it became necessary because it was never unnecessary. Like, it was always necessary from, like, the get.
Right.
It was my way of, like, keeping myself entertained when I was very young, because I feel like back when we were kids, there's like not a whole lot, like music toys were really fun to me, but I didn't have like a lot of technology, and my parents didn't watch a lot of TV and stuff too, so I kept myself entertained by like doing a lot of art and making up songs and like making up my own events even in my house, and that's just always been what I've done, and I've never even questioned doing anything else. I think that when I worked my first job at Baskin-Robbins when I was like 14 till I was like, I think 17, I worked there for a minute.
Wow.
I made a vow to myself that I was never going to do anything not music related or like art related or teaching related. Like, I was like, I'm never going to do a normal job
That's
ever
so
after
cool.
this. Like,
Wow.
it didn't fulfill me enough, and I feel like there's like too much life to live in too short of a time, and I've always felt that way too. So
You realize that's so young.
yeah, I had very good parents for my brain. Like, my dad was like studied like history and religion, but like freestyle rapped and beatboxed, and then my mom was like really into like painting and cooking and like music too, and like all the things, and they exposed me to a lot of like really open mindsets. Honestly, like, my parents weren't festival parents, but they would have been great in the festival scene. And whenever I go to festivals and I see kids that are like, they just have a lot more knowledge for their age.
Yeah.
I feel like I relate myself to that because of just the exposure to the world, and it's
That's so cool.
different perspectives. Yeah.
I read on your website that you put out an album when you were 6. Is that right?
Okay, so I wrote my first album. I made my first album. I didn't put it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
No,
okay.
I did burn it on a CD though. I did a few of those because my mom's girlfriend had like a 4-track, and then she had like a 12-track, and then like whenever she would upgrade her music gear, she'd give me her old ones.
That's cool.
And so I would like record myself when I was very young, and I like in 6th grade I recorded like and taught my first choir piece to my 6th grade choir,
Okay.
and that was like the birth of my first album. So 6th grade.
6th grade.
Yeah.
I was like 6
Yeah.
years old. They're like, you're a prodigy.
That would be. I don't think I had access to that much technology at 6.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that it was mainly when I was in 5th through 6th grade when I started experimenting with like recording.
Okay, so that was specifically for your 6th grade choir.
That was what started it, because then after that I ended up like writing. I ended up recording a few of my originals, and so I gifted my choir teacher at the end of the year like a CD, and it was
so
like the
cool.
choir song, and then the like a few of my originals. I wrote a song for her, and then I also recorded like a little album at the Boys and Girls Club in GarageBand at that same time too. So I was doing two
That's so cool.
2 recordings during that age frame, and trying to start a band, trying to lead a band. It was a very fun time though, and I'm very grateful for the resources that I had of like Boys and Girls Club, and that like 4-track were all I really had, and I had no guidance on how to use them necessarily. So I was just like taking all of my free time to like understand it and try things out. I mean, when I listen back at the songs, there's definitely been a lot of growth. Definitely a lot of growth. But you know, I am very proud of the fact that I was able to do it anyways.
Yeah, that's so cool. So that stuff you do live, you record live and like turn it into a beat and then like sing over it. How'd you get into that?
So there's a few different aspects that went into this. I have always been obsessed with harmonizing. I don't know like what necessarily it was. I think it's because my mom and my Uncle John, her and her brothers, like they're very musical and they would like sing together, and then I like, got like, really into like High School Musical and Victorious, just like all of the music things, and like
same.
Cheetah Girls, and I was just like obsessed with harmonies. Like my mom put me on like Music Soul Child and SWV when I was younger too, and like Jagged Edge, and like I had a lot of like soulful harmony influence in my music, but that required me to learn how to record myself so that I could record all the harmonies. And like that's really where it started, and then I started like arranging a cappella music in high school, and that also led to me having to create part tracks for people and like create tracks. I had to like reproduce songs that already existed so that like they could be translated into vocal harmonies and like covers. Like I wanted to make my own girl bands and like stuff like that. I think that's kind of where that started. And then because I discovered looping, and I actually got a little bit into looping back when I had the like cheaper gear and stuff, but now I have like this loop station that's like Now Time, and you like press record and I can like make a whole entire beat with just my voice, or I can add the guitar, I can add the piano and like other instruments and beatbox in it, and I've been able to just like put all of my skills together and like create a song in front of people.
Which is cool.
Like it gets me. It's so funny. Like music to me is like other people taking like a bump of cocaine. like I'm like as soon like I can pull all-nighters on, like I don't even gotta touch nothing. I can just like be in a musical area and I have more energy than anybody else. It's just like I get excited talking about it. It definitely triggers my ADHD, but the ADHD also triggers so much more of my creative ability at the same time. So it's a great feedback loop.
That's so cool. Yeah, I've seen you do it live. You're very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is what I feel like. I feel
Especially
like the world
artists.
is like giving us way too many things to focus on, and the way that humans are adapting to all of this madness that we have to focus on at once is more people developing ADHD, because it gives you the ability to actually like fit more of not all of it, but fit more of it in our brains. But we're at a development stage right now where our like bodies aren't really like fully built to equip this superpower. So it comes with a lot of downfalls, because like we're all navigating how to it's been just like a disease and like cure it and like this bad thing for so long. No one's really learned how to just like make it work for them. That's
just live with it.
But I think as we adapt, more and more people are starting to see its benefits as well.
Totally.
I've been seeing. So that makes me happy and makes me have more hope for other things in the world, because I feel like there's always 2 ways you can look at something.
I love that. It's a good perspective to have. One of my questions, I don't think I wrote it down. It was specifically for you. So I was talking with my sister recently. I was getting frustrated because I like to do this and be out in the community and go to shows, and I like to support people. That's more so than like even making music. I just like to put other people on and be like, wow, look at this person. But yeah, I was getting frustrated. My sister told me, you're highly ambitious, but you're disabled. And that's where the frustration comes in. And that made a lot of sense to me. So how do you balance your ambitions with, real world restrictions?
I question myself about that a lot, actually.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's ever really true balance. It's what I've come to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you can have moments. I think same with like the concept of happiness and sadness, and there's a lot of things that like you never reach a point where you're like there. You just have moments where you're there and then moments where you're not there. It's like the roller coaster effect, where it's like sometimes things feel like you got it all together, and then like literally a second later your world can collapse like right in front of you in your hands. And that happens to me quite a bit, but I've learned I'm a very paranoid person, actually, specifically about natural disasters and people dying and like extremes. Because I have yet to experience a lot. Like I've yet to experience a natural disaster or even a very close loved one pass away, or like there's things that I know that I am really not like emotionally ready to handle. And I think that those things make me see all the other bad things that happen as like not as bad. I'm like, okay, right now I think the times where I feel the most unbalanced is because like I have a lot of hats as a creative. Like you're being now you have to be a content creator and a business owner and a marketing manager, and you have to study like, and then I'm running a nonprofit with no like not a lot of, I have a little bit of experience actually with it beforehand, thankfully, but like it's the world is changing right now, and all the things that people are teaching you is different, and like those like thinking about the amount of plates that I'm holding and like how many things have not been able to get followed through on, those things make me feel unbalanced. If I'm consistently not checking in with my family and friends, and months will go by and I haven't talked to people that are really important to me, and I feel like that's it. Like my cousins, like, oh my goodness, there's so many things, and if I think about it, none of it is as bad as the world ending. No one has actually died yet, and I just like I go through this system of like, okay, as long as I'm catching these things, and then at least I'll communicate with my mom and be like, I haven't talked to you in a really long time and I feel really bad about it, and I just want to let you know that like I am thinking about you, and I feel sad that I'm busy all the time. And I don't know, there's so many ways to kind of just like address the situation, so that the more you address the situation instead of just like letting it be an inside thought, and then I feel like when you let it stay an inside thought and you don't address it, it'll just like that'll keep repeating and repeating and repeating. Oh yeah. Too. So I think it's being like giving yourself grace, cutting yourself slack, but also like not doing anything about it, like still putting in some sort of effort in your best capability to acknowledge and address that, like, okay, these things are making me feel really overwhelmed and unbalanced. And they're probably going to come up again and again, but the more that you address them, the more balance you create within them still.
I like that. Okay.
It's a good questions.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that you were such a crazy, paranoid person.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, we have known each other for a long time, but I feel like I haven't really had a conversation with you, to be honest.
For real.
So,
yeah. I was excited. That was another reason why I was excited to do this too, because that is one of the things where like being a creative with ADHD, and since I like run a lot of shows, if I'm at a show, I barely get to talk to anybody at a show. I am like, and if I am talking to somebody, I'm like, I also get extreme social battery depleting energy, like very fast. I'll flip between being like, I want to talk to everybody. Oh my goodness, no, I need to leave. Like, yes, I just like find an excuse to get out of things, and it's it sucks because there's a lot of people that I've seen come and support not only me but a lot of my friends at so many shows like you, and it's hard for me to even find time to talk to my own friends like right now. So it's getting to talk to people more is something that I really value right now, especially because the world is just like so technology integrated that like you need more real world experiences and like more actual connections, and I think it's very important. Also, I'm just gonna turn off this alarm real quick.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah, when I first started the show, people were like, yeah, you could, even interview like outside the state over like Zoom. And I was like, I could, but for me, the one-on-one, like feeling the energy, that's the best part, really.
Yeah.
Plus, there's no lag.
Exactly. That too.
Yeah, yes.
I feel like sometimes you got to force people to just get out of their literal shell.
Totally. I don't know if you saw the Edward Bernier interview I did. He got really deep into some personal trauma, and he didn't cry, but he like was fighting it during the interview, and it was intense. And
that's what we need to normalize being able to experience more. I feel like there's
totally
with the social media like explosion, there's a lot less like actual raw, unedited, unfiltered humanity being let through, and it makes everybody think that like normal is keeping it all in.
Normal is I'm always happy and partying, but that's not true. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big crier. Well, yeah, when King Last passed away, that was brutal.
Yeah.
And Edward held me in his arms as I wept. Shout out you, bro. It was great.
That's what you need real friends for.
Totally. Yeah. What brings you joy when you're not creating?
What brings me joy when I'm not creating? Sleep. Sleep is really good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Would you say you're mostly always creating?
I've been trying to navigate balance on that as well. I actually did end up working with the apothecary and getting a non-music related job for a little bit because I went against my vow and did a non-music related job for like a few months right before moving to LA because I needed to hustle and make as much money as possible. So
yeah, okay.
But also it made me realize that I really enjoyed having stuff that wasn't creative in my life as well to like just balance out that and because I like forget how to like do my taxes and math and reading and like just like other world things because I'm so indulged in the creative world. So lately I've been like trying to like watch more Netflix. I'm getting into cooking more.
Okay.
Mainly because of Dominique. My mom is also a chef, so I've done a lot of cooking, but like now that since I've been on my own, especially in college, it was like ramen, rice, basics, like, and now we have like a cook magazine, and sometimes we'll get the ingredients for something in there and like make an actual meal. Yeah. But I'm also on like a health kick right now, so I'm trying to do like more yoga, meditation, stretching, working out, like really trying to take care of my health because also as a creative, it's a very unhealthy lifestyle. Yeah. Especially because I'm getting free drinks at all the shows and I'm pulling all-nighters and I'm like having to just like, I'm exerting so much energy and I want to be able to last as long as possible. So something that like brings me joy is also knowing that I'm like doing something to like take care of myself in some sort of way so I can have longevity.
Totally. Yes.
And so, yeah, but I'd say those are the newest, one new hobby that it's still creative.
Well, what is it?
Finger knitting. It's so creative.
That doesn't count.
It almost doesn't count, yeah.
No. That's it. Honestly, every time I ask that question, everyone's like, well, it's always involved.
Yeah, a lot of things are still creative.
Yeah, the art, Rachel Wong.
Oh, yeah, I saw some of those ones.
She said, yes, that she was cooking. And
am I allowed to ask you questions at all?
Totally.
What brings you joy?
Having these conversations outside of this, I guess. Yeah, I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
And I've been, watching TV and.
Yeah, what kind of games do you like to do?
I just beat Cyberpunk.
Okay.
On the PS5.
Okay.
That was fun. Yeah. I want to start dating. Never done that before.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
What's your route idea with that? Are you going app? Are you going natural developments? Are you?
I'm on the apps, but man, they don't really. Nothing's hidden on the apps. I'm a lot better in person.
Apps seem like a little bit of a gamble. It's a bit of a gamble there.
Totally. I did try to date someone off an app once, and I got stood up, so that sucked.
At least one thing to think about it is it's somewhat of a good practice round.
Totally.
Like it lets you, it has a little less risk in being able to understand how to navigate what it's like without it be like, because there's something about in-person things that can sometimes be a little bit like bigger and intense than online things.
Oh, absolutely,
So,
yeah. But I did make the mistake of falling in love with someone. At least I thought that's what it was. We lived in a completely different country.
Oh, wow.
Don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
That was rough. You know, I like playing with my dogs. And
Yes.
it's weird because I love making music, but after going through like multiple surgeries, I really enjoy silence.
Yeah.
Just no noise, you know. Yeah.
I've been learning to really like that as well, especially getting into meditating. It's a little bit easier to just be and process when there's not a lot going on.
I think my favorite part of meditation is when you first come out of it, because it's like such a serene feeling. All you have is your awareness. You know? It's so cool.
When you realize that you did it properly, 'cause you're like, wow, I actually feel like something happened here. Yeah.
This is a new question for you.
Okay.
What have you learned about yourself this year?
What have I learned about myself this year? Well, this year was a really big change for me. Probably the biggest change that I've had in my life since a breakup. When I was here, just moving. I mean, moving to Portland was already a big change, but it wasn't like I don't know. I was ready to just leave, and like I moved all the time when I was young. So just moving to a new place, like that was the biggest environment change. But like this year, going to LA, I was in Portland, being like, I know everything about them being a musician and the music scene and how it all works, and like I just really thought I knew so much, which I did. But then like going to LA, I was like, oh, and I know nothing.
Really?
The industry was way and then the thing is that a lot of other people don't know shit either, because it's changing so much right now, and people like to think that they know what's going on, but like I had to really evaluate. I had like my first really big imposter syndrome moment where like when I moved to LA, I was like questioning if I was like a good enough singer and like good enough writer, and like how, I don't know, but then I also realized that my purpose in life has never really been to do the fame thing, or like it's so weird battling like not understanding how to pursue my music career properly the way that I feel like is actually going to fulfill me, because like I love music, but I love community more. I think I like teaching music more than I like being a musician, I've noticed.
Okay.
And I like throwing shows where other people get to showcase themselves rather than me showcasing myself. And like all the events that I'm doing in LA right now, they're all like community, like open mics, open jams. Like they're not centered around me, besides I'm hosting them and like trying to facilitate people being open to not being in cliquey music spaces or creative spaces.
I love that.
And that's always been a thing too, but like when I was in Portland, I was like really dominating just like the solo performer tour, like life as well, and like that all started shifting pretty drastically still while I was in Portland. And then by the time I moved to LA, I was already like, I'm going in ready to flip the industry on its head and like teach them that like it's not about fame. So like I had this mentality going in, but then like getting there was also still like just like so many more smacks in the face of new realizations that I didn't think. Like the world is a lot more diverse in LA in a way where like I was exposed to a lot more corrupt mindsets as well. And I feel like being in Portland, there's like a really big mentality. There's a larger common mentality. There's larger common mentalities in Portland than there are in LA. There's a lot of different kinds of people to deal with and to navigate. And I'm a very open person, and I like giving everybody a chance. So I've met a lot of people where I'm like, you really think this way? I wonder if I can make some I wonder if we can open each other's minds to some new perspectives here.
Sure.
But yeah, I feel like the changes is just like mindset and obviously environment, because I went from like being more of a performer to being more of an event organizer / producer now, and now I'm like helping people create their songs and their albums and dreams, which I did not feel very confident in doing before I went there either. So like right now I'm probably about to be in the most financially stable space, and I've always been extremely not financially stable.
Good for
extremely.
You. Yeah.
So, and I'm still not super there right now, but I'm like, I paid my rent on time last month and this month. When I was living in LA, I was not paying my rent on time until I was paying rent midway through the month or like the next month, and like thankfully Dominique was covering things, but like we were like, and then even just every other time going up into it, like my family has never been able to really financially support me. They've been able to like emotionally support me and financially support me in like little things here and there, like if the really big things happens. But yeah, so I'm ready to. Being in LA, you're also exposed to a lot of people who are rich and want to pay you to do things for them.
Okay.
So I'm grateful about that.
Okay, good.
And here in Portland, I'm used to doing things for everybody for free. Because nobody has the money. So that was a weird change for me to like, yes, I'm charging $500 for a beat. And then people being like, that's too little, you gotta up it. And I'm like, again, I don't know how to. Like,
wow.
I don't know how to deal with money, but there's a lot of money there, and it's like a weird, yeah.
That's so
there's
cool.
a lot of weird things happening, but in great and bad ways all at the same time.
I love that. I've never really been anywhere. Disabled life. I mean, obviously, it's a much bigger city. Whereabouts are you mostly hanging out in LA?
So when we first moved down there, we were right next to airport. I also haven't been very many places either, but like, I really want to get out of the U.S. at some point. I think traveling is it's been like, it's promoted so much growth in me. Like going to Portland from like Modesto, Santa Cruz is where I was only at for those first 13 years of my life. It was a very small town, it's very secluded,
right.
Also very different from each other. So I at least got a little diversity there, but then Portland felt like a big city to me, and I got to kind of live everywhere in Portland. And then now in LA, we lived by the airport at first, and then lived in Hollywood at our last spot in this current spot, like smack dab in Hollywood. Like,
that's so cool.
Like a block, like you walk a block away and you're on the stars in the middle of mayhem. But
I think I saw that on your story.
But thankfully, it's like we're in an area where it's like you walk out of our apartment and it looks like we're in like residential, almost nature. Like we're like we can see all the hills next to us and see all the big, fancy mansions that are built on them, and like all the palm trees, and there's a lot more greenery than I expected to be in Hollywood.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
So that is nice, because every single time people ask like, what are some of the things I really miss about Oregon, and it's like the greenery and the water and the air. It's like actually breathable and livable, and it just looks like whenever we come up to Oregon, I'm just staring at things. I'm taking pictures of everything. And I'm like, oh, so I miss that. So I'm glad that there's a little greenery over there. But yeah, we're smack dab in Hollywood.
That's so cool.
It's a very interesting place. 'Cause I did a lot of busking down there. Whenever I busk, it's like street performing.
Okay.
Like
with a K, busk.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Whenever I'm doing that, I was in Santa Monica for the academy that we moved to LA for, and Santa Monica is like right on the beach, and there's a lot more like chill vibes there. But like Hollywood is like tourist and crackhead mayhem
Oh, yeah.
in one,
Okay.
and it's like it's a very interesting place to people watch. Because I'll see people like people try to scam you on the street a lot. Like they'll like take a picture with you and then charge you $10 and like be like, you kicked this thing off and now you owe me this much money. Like everyone's just trying to like pull each other's money and flipping on each other. And like you'll see Mickey Mouse coming out of the liquor store with like after smoking meth and like going to go take pictures with kids. And I'm like, what is like? It's a little, yeah, it's a whole other place. But then there's also some nights where it just looks like a really fun Vegas Strip city. Like, I don't know, it's got a lot of different personalities depending on the day and time. And like, it's so interesting, like walking out and seeing like red carpet premieres happening right in front of the Chinese theater. And
Yeah.
I work at Guitar Center on Hollywood too, which is the first guitar center that ever existed, apparently.
What?
And they have like, I've never gotten to see like a celebrity like in there, but they'll talk about it a lot. But last week I did go downstairs to promote. I go downstairs to the floor because I don't work on the floor. I work in lessons, which is like upstairs and very secluded from the other Guitar Center life, which is selling gear. Yeah. But I'll go downstairs where they sell gear and I'll promote my jams and the open mics, and I'll find people that are just like, every single time I walk down there, someone is shredding, like multiple people are just shredding on instruments. And I'll go up to them, I'll be like, do you want to go to jam? Here you go. Or like, it's always like passing off flyers. I didn't even talk to this dude. He actually saw me putting flyer down and he was like, what do you got there? And I was like, this is a little jam. And he's like, yeah, we throw jams too. Like, he's like, let me follow you on Instagram. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then he like messaged me later and he was like, nice meeting you at work. Here's some of the jams. And I looked at his Instagram page and it was Ziggy Marley's son.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I was like, and there's a spot called Ziggy Hotel that is Ziggy's hotel down there.
That's so cool.
And a lot of people I do a lot of shows there. And so it's like, it's so interesting just being in a place where like a lot of, I forget, like I've only been there for a year, but like I forgot that like Oscars and Grammys happened there too. So like when those nights, those weekends were absolutely nuts. Like
Are you getting to attend these events or?
I actually did get, so you know DJ Aspen?
I do.
So back in the days, around when you first started coming around and shit too, like I started hiring DJ Aspen through the first nonprofit that did Ladies of the Rose with Ebony and Cass, which are still going on right now.
Okay.
And they're doing their own really amazing things right now. But we were like booking Aspen as our DJ, and she was just like wanting to learn how to DJ and like teaching herself and like yeah, come DJ at our events. And now she's like the Trailblazers DJ out here, and she got invited to a Grammy party and had some plus ones and invited me out with her. So I got to go watch her DJ at a Grammy party.
Wow.
And that was like a big, just like beautiful moment to like watch someone's like Portland growth, like go through all of that. And then like they're the ones inviting me out like in my own hometown to a party that I couldn't even get into. Like, I think that was a really awesome turnaround.
That's so exciting. So you're probably, maybe even more than you know, rubbing shoulders with celebs.
Yeah, I got to hang out with Too Short and a little bit Jordan Sparks one of my first weeks down there. The academy that I was in, so the people who run the program, they produced all of Rihanna, Usher, Katy Perry's like all of the biggest hits of my childhood.
Right.
Wow. And they were mentoring us, and then our industry, I can't even remember what his title necessarily would have been. The person who like worked with us every day and like actually guided our program, he was Katy Perry's manager and Ava Max's manager. And we never got to meet Katy Perry or Ava Max, but Katy Perry did come into the academy this year just on a surprise whim, and I'm really sad that I missed it. But it was very interesting. He's a very interesting man who was directing us, but he did bring in a lot of really amazing connections, and so did Stargate, the people who actually founded the program. So we got to meet a lot of like people who wrote, produced, and like discovered a lot of the biggest artists in the world and stuff. And that was really surreal. Just like every single week meeting and communicating with people who were like in these huge areas of life that like created like the biggest songs that I grew up on and stuff. And then they had like an event where they honored the founders, and Jordan Sparks came out because they produced her first song Tattoo, and she like performed it, and it was like the venue was like the size of this room. And I'm just hanging out with my friends, and it was my first actual celebrity, and like seeing somebody that I knew, and my friends and I were talking, and I was like, oh my god, that's Jordan Sparks. Fine, she's just chilling like a normal person out here, which she is, but like sometimes, and it's so funny because I told myself too, I was like, I don't get what the whole thing is why like people get so weird around famous people, but then here I was being weird as fuck, and I couldn't even look. I like looked at her and I was like, oh, I want to say hi, but I don't want to be like everybody else going to say hi and take a picture. Like, like it was just like such a weird thing. And then later on that summer, we ran into her again at another event, and I actually like took a picture with her, chopped it up with her for a minute, and our friends were got us into the event. And the friend group that we had were apparently friends with Too Short. So when Too Short came out to do a surprise guest appearance, he went and hung out with us and bar hopped with us throughout the night.
That's so cool.
And he's very interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah, he went up and started talking about like, make some noise if you got that good pussy or good ass or something, and like the crowd, crickets.
Oh no.
Crickets. And it was like he was saying some pretty outlandish, out there kind of just like being very industry towards like my young friend that I had with me too, and there was just like a lot of realizations about how like, man, people can get away with whatever they want if they have enough status. Which is what it was like at LAMP with my director, the director of our program too. Like he was getting away with way too much really bad behavior just because people wanted to like not be on his bad side and like wanted, you know, like I don't know, the dynamic of power for fame there is, as I said, there was like so many nuances to my brain opening up about the industry, things that I like also knew of but didn't know how real they were, and like.
Yeah, I think the general public has been more exposed to that lately.
Jordan Sparks is very sweet, though. I will say she has not let any industry ruin her at all. She was like interacting like such a sweet, nice person, and like just so being. Cool. Everybody said that she was very sweet too, in all the other interactions with her. But yeah, very interesting living in LA for sure.
Have you don't have to answer this, have you been put in any weird position, power imbalance, where, how do you...
In LA or before LA?
I suppose either.
Yeah.
I mean, being an artist.
Well, when I thankfully, I had non-music related power issues, which made me want to learn how to completely do everything myself in music. So like when I did get into music, I was like, I don't want to be put into any situations where I like feel like I owe somebody because they're providing things for me, and then they could like, was very aware of how those things were going to go down. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to learn how to do it all by myself. I don't even want to, no one's got to, I'm just not going to rely on anybody. I'm not going to hire, I'm not going to be in a situation, like I'm going to learn how to record myself, produce for myself, write for myself, like book myself. Like I'm not even going to cut out all the other people in between. And that was the biggest reason why I was able to like avoid, because the thing is that I also worked with some younger students of mine, or like other artists that when we were young, we'd go into studio session things, and I would see really not good behavior fly by, and I'd be like, nope, I'm going to make a whole program where I teach kids, and specifically young women, how to do their own things so that they don't have to get into these situations.
That reminds me a bit of what Kay Wayne and King Tay are doing.
Yeah. Oh, no, they're doing some incredible... Portland is popping off with the support of the youth communities and the music communities. Like, it makes me so happy because, like, I've been just seeing so many amazing organizations come out of our friend groups that are, like, really actually doing something to change the world. Like, we out here changing the world. You have to start small for it to trickle out and affect everybody else. But it does have a huge effect, and that is so awesome to see.
That's wonderful.
I wanted to go and check out the like 503 Records spot and some of their open mics while we were down here too. The time has been.
What's something you'd like to see more of within our creative community here in Portland, or maybe something in LA?
I'd love to see more people support new creative scenes. Something that I felt like was very inspiring to me creating events was the fact that I was in so many different friend groups that didn't really like support each other or know about each other. Everybody was kind of going to their, like, I'd go to a show and it was the same people going to the same shows. And then like sometimes that would suck because there'd be two people within the friend group performing the same night and everyone's going to choose like one over the other, and people are like, there's no drummers, there's no, and then like I'm hearing this other realms where there's like drummers looking for gigs, like, and there's no getting to book them, and like, and I still feel like whenever I throw shows down here, it's so many people that would never be in the same room with each other, and I'm always like, hey, science experiments. Like,
I've met some amazing people just through that, you know. People you probably wouldn't expect to see at like a rap show or a metal show. It's a lot of fun.
So I love seeing more of that, and I've been seeing more of that as well. I've been seeing a lot more like cross contamination, as if you'd say, in between communities.
Sure.
And I love seeing the more youth focused support and stuff too, but I feel like also just more non-event related hangout stuff. Like something that I've been really trying to nail lately in the event scene that I'm doing is trying to stray away almost from live music being the main focus too, because it doesn't quite give people the opportunity to connect.
Sure.
Like a lot of times when people go to a show, they go and then like sometimes the performer is just getting talked over the whole entire time too, which is like great if that's what's prepared. Like when I do like winery gigs, bar gigs, like I'm prepared for people to not pay attention to me, and I am the radio. I'm live radio.
Yes.
But that is like not like that dynamic will happen at shows where the artist is supposed to be the main focus, and like I think also because of how many people want to be musicians right now and artists right now, we just need more diversity in like how we're interacting with each other. And also it sucks that like a lot of the live music scene is so indulged with like alcohol and like staying up late, and like I don't know, the music life isn't promoting a healthy enough lifestyle, and I feel like there's some sort of way for us to figure out how to still be in community with each other without those always being the main factors. Like still having them around for sure, just not just more of other things as well.
Yeah, you know, it's I don't know, for me it's hard to attend a show like at a bar and not have a beer, you know? Yeah, so I get it. What do you hope that people will learn from you as an artist?
To just be better people, to be more positive, to be more positive, and better people was the wrong choice of words, by the way. But I think to be and shed more positivity and understanding and openness towards each other, because like I almost don't want to be remembered for my music necessarily as much as what my ideals and mindset are for humanity and for people like listening to each other more and trying to understand each other more and having more in-depth conversations like this and hard conversations without a defensiveness, and like I don't know, realizing that the industry is changing so much right now, but it's the most malleable it's ever been at the same time. I think we really have the power as this massive amount of creatives that all have the same thoughts about the industry, that it sucks and it's corrupt and we don't want to be all of these things at once, and it's hard because I've grown up my whole life people being like, oh, why aren't you famous, or like why don't you do like a lot, and even in LA everyone's like, oh, you need to be doing this and this, and that's why you're not getting as much Spotify listeners, and like that. I was like, I hope that the world can realize that a lot of us creatives want to create just because it's like a healthy outlet and a great thing for us to do. And sometimes it's counterproductive to like put this expectation of like success as a creative looks like this.
Totally.
Like there's not a certain way it looks. It's always going to be a vast thing.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Sorry. Apologies. Okay. Well.
Time went by fast.
It
I
did.
didn't
See,
even
this
realize.
is the disadvantage of not having my own space.
All good. This was a great conversation.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. Well, good.
Radio, even Beyonce knows we put that love